I'm going to start overwhelmingly positive and say that the meeting that I was stressing about, the broad presentation, not meeting, this morning went really, really well. Super happy with the outcome of that and the potential for some forward momentum. Considering it was a 9 o'clock meeting with some fairly meaty content in there, the response was pretty good. And that does pave the way for some projects that I would really like to tackle going forward, and kind of gives me a bit of agency with that senior group of people that I wanted to get in front of and make myself known. In that respect, it was really, really good. So positives all around there. Yesterday, then, it was all right. It was I find social interactions at Christmas with large groups of people, a lot of whom I don't really have any common ground with, quite difficult. Not enjoyable, but not something that I'd want to put myself in the position of multiple times, to be honest. So I guess that's one of those things that you just have to do. I'm happy that it's over. The food was not exciting. I was really looking forward to that UFO pizza, and it was just like, it was a calzone that wasn't very tasty. I'm not going to lie there. And you always feel rushed if you're the last one eating. It was huge. So I couldn't savor all of it. And there's nothing better than free food, is there? Let's be honest. So I left like a quarter of it because everybody else had finished and I didn't want to be holding everybody up. And then there was more awkwardness afterwards. We went for a drink. Some of us went for a drink after work then. And it was just like super awkward. Then coming back into work today, just to problems. There's, I don't know if it's an age thing. I don't think it is, because people in question are around similar age to myself, but there's just no need to be confrontational all the time with everybody. When you're asked to do something in a certain way, you should just do it. It's okay arguing and such in the right situations and the right points, but when there's something that needs to be done and it causes friction between people where there's no need for that friction to exist, I start having issue. And I'm not scared, as we've talked about over the past year. Hard management issues don't faze me. But it's just one of those situations now where I'm like, again, seriously, come on, let's crack on. 2 days before Christmas, you don't expect that sort of issue to be arising in a professional team. But it is what it is. And I'm sure the time of the year isn't helping. Everybody's tired. So I'm just looking forward to everybody kind of having a full 2 weeks off, get away from each other, and hopefully come back re-energized, reinvigorized, and hopefully more tolerant of each other. I know coming from me, that is kind of an odd thing to say. I'm not one of the most tolerant people on the planet. But professionally, I get stuff done. And I think that's where I'm struggling at the moment, is just needing people to work in a professional manner just to get through things. So yeah, that's going to be something that I tackle, I think, more fully in the new year, perhaps. But anyway, that aside, what is it to talk about? Well, apparently the response to Doomsday has not been fantastic. Not sure how I feel about that. I'll wait till I've seen the full trailer myself in all of its glory. We're getting four of them, aren't we, over the next month? So that should round out things a little bit. And Endgame's getting another cinematic release with a different post-credit scene that shows how Captain America, Steve Rogers, managed to get all the Infinity Gems back to where they needed to be. And that gave rise to Doctor Doom. So looking forward to heading back to the cinema to see that. I'm definitely going to see it at the cinema again. And yeah, that's one thing. 3D printer is now in situ. The Centauri Carbon. All done. The studio's finished downstairs. And slight problem with the stability of the table that I've got on. I need to come up with a solution that stabilizes that a little bit more, because the vibration is causing some judder in the x-axis. Completely my fault, not the printer's fault, but I can rectify that. I think I'm going to have to go back to IKEA and get a second lack to put on and attach the top of the lack to also the bottom. So basically I've got an enclosed cube and then I'll encapsulate the sides, put weight in the bottom of it. That should hopefully give me a more stable platform. And I think the floor is slightly uneven. So I think it's going to be a case of making that as level as possible to give it the best possible footing. So by putting that larger piece on the bottom and increasing the surface area of contact with the ground, hopefully that is then going to mitigate the variation in it having just it supported on the legs. And then the second element to that is I'm going to attach it to the wall as well. I'm kind of tempted to attach it to the wall and also to the cabinet at the side of it. And that should then give it, obviously, the stability of the floor, but also bracing against the wall and the cabinet at the side of it. But I'm not 100% on that yet. Watch this space, we'll talk about that. But I'm really impressed with the quality coming out of the Centauri Carbon. Not too fussed that I didn't wait for the Centauri Carbon 2 that's coming out sometime in Q1 26. Multi-filament would be nice. Don't really need it yet. Don't really need it at all for what I'm doing. So yeah, there's some slight changes in temperatures, thus the filaments. But realistically, I'm probably only going to be printing PLA, ABS, PTG, and perhaps some TPU. But who knows? What else is there to talk about? I'm done for Christmas as of lunchtime tomorrow. Oh, no, about 3 p.m. tomorrow is when I'm clocking off for Christmas, and then I've got 3 weeks off, so I'm excited for that. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully everybody will be happy. Things will be less stressful at work. Things will be less stressful at home. I doubt that will be the case. Sometimes it's just like I much prefer to be at work because it's just like way less stressful than it's been here. But we'll see. This weekend's plans have slightly changed. I don't know what the Saturday situation is. Probably still going to be at the parents', but I'll have to be back here early, so we'll see. But then that leaves my Sunday free, which will be nice, but I'm not sure what's going on Sunday. Hopefully nothing, because it'll be the first day of my holiday. It'll be wonderful to have a day where I can just be me for a day. But who knows? Anyway, it's a longer one than I planned on, so I'm just going to go. I'll see you on the other side. Have a good one. See ya.